Welcome to the Legendary 5Ds decks, Day 1. You guys smash the little crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Orcust content. So pre-sales are down, and I gotta tell you, I expected these decks to get a lot cheaper. Now remember, there is a delay on this product by about a couple of days, according to Konami themselves. So that's something to kind of think about here. You know, you probably won't be seeing this product hitting certain stores until next week. So even though pre-sales are down here, that is something to kind of think about. Now, the Mulcharmies still are pretty expensive, man. Looks like Fuas are coming in at 11s. Looks like Perulias are still coming in at 8s. And, of course, Meows coming in at about $8 a piece. You know what's crazy to me? 16 plus 11, $27 of your value is just being handed to you in these Mulcharmies. Now, depending on how the price points hold here, obviously I think these will go down. But then, I mean, like, look at your next value here. Imperms are $2. You know, these Black Rose Dragons are $3.50s. Garden Rose Maidens are 3s. Ashes are 2s. You know, the Full Speed Warriors are currently $3.50. You know, on this, the Stardust Dragons are still $3. Called by the Graves, still dollars. Scrap Warriors still coming in at 2 to 3s. Obviously, a lot of the inventory that does exist for this product, I don't foresee is going to be hitting down. Even like your Blackwing Dragon here, still coming in $2 to $3. Blackbird Close still coming in 2s. Your Akiza token, $1.35. Surprisingly enough, those are pretty cheap now. I do kind of like that, but the writing here on this set is as follows. I mean, look at the quantity here for these. They opened up 1,700 of these. Actually, hold on. I want to do some math here really quick. So, at $16 per store, if they opened up 17, we'll round up to 1,800 of these. I spent 28 grand on this set to have singles. Will they get that back? Probably pretty quickly, honestly, especially on all these dollar cards that they've got here. Oh, yeah. This product, in the long haul, even like stores that opened up 20, 30 of these, they are still going to be very, very, very crazy numbers. So you're like, well, that's a car. I mean, look at these numbers that you see, like the 3-ofs here. You know, it's going to convert over very, very quickly. We talk a lot about penny stonks being the bread and butter for these styles of sets. This is one of those sets that 100% is going to be carried by this. So overall, not a lot of, you know, drop in the early morning here. I think as the day will kind of progress, I would keep an eye on this, but I don't expect any real craziness until probably Black Friday for this. Shaddoll cards. So, a couple things I want to say about Shaddoll stuff. Also, we do actually have the championship prize pack ones on here. I'll have to, eventually for another day, I'm going to have to take a look at how the prize card's doing, but $200 on that. So, Shaddoll cards in general, they have been one of the hottest commodities. We just saw, and actually throughout the weekend here, Terminal World will go legal in Japan. I assume probably Monday or Tuesday I will get the chance to kind of sit down. We will have a little bit of a look through and see how Terminal World has actually impacted the OCG meta. Because remember, Dragoonity looks very good in its combo M. Shaddoll looks absolutely devastating for, you know, the fusion capabilities. I mean, so devastating that Shaddoll Fusion's broken $63. Am I surprised about that? No, nor should you be. Constructs 45 listings. Shakanaga's still 33. QCR's actually bumped up. 19 listings left. We actually have a Noatalises on the market for once. I remember the last time we looked at this card was like devastatingly gone, but we actually do have a repopulation at 19 listings. The things that you're going to want to watch are just going to be like the QCRs. Though I will say the alt art for Construct, it's like $9. You're not really losing anything if you take a look at these alt arts and go, you know, I kind of want to pick these up. Grista's 43 listings. Beast, still a couple of dollars. Fusion Secrets, $3-ish. Supers are still 2 to 3s. That's a little bit frustrating, to say the least. Platinums are coming in at 3s. I'm surprised that all the low rarities for Shaddoll Fusion have just kind of synced up across the board. Like, you're not really seeing too crazy or much crazy on that. Shaddoll Beast coming in at 2s, Windows coming in pretty cheap as well. So I do like this. It does look to me that nothing is breaking the mold here. Even platinum windows are solid dollars. So good job to the Shaddoll duelist out there. We got cheap cards across the board. Ian Shuffle. So everything that we have talked about with this card, just kind of looking at the market on it, we know that this is a one card, little bit of craziness that you can kind of toss around because you get to kick out, you know, your elemental hero, rotate into another elemental hero or Neospatian that you're going to need. You know, this just kind of combos up with the Miracle Contact to kind of get you to where you need to be. I see, of course, you got to have the Korean one on the top. These are still very solidly dollar cards. And you should not be surprised to continue to see the mention of Ian Shuffle. I will say, though, luckily enough, you know, if you don't want to pick up the secret, you do have the Speed Duel common. One thing that Speed Duel has done pretty well was putting bad cards into circulation for reprints, which has been pretty decent. This is, wow, I did not realize how disgustingly cheap Orcust was for the big guy. First of all, $30 that's a banger, honestly. But his lower rarity down here coming in at like $3 to $4. It's been a little while since I've, let's go take a look at the rest of Orcust here. I'm a little bit curious. Harps are still $125. Holy crap. That is not changed. That is broken. Meanwhile, Galte Eyes, still 75. No real change there. Boxes of this garbage are still $50. Okay. Ultimate Galteas are down to $18 to $19. Wow. That is... I didn't expect to see such a dramatic drop on that. Dingrisu's still 11s. Regular versions of this are still $8. Altis are 11s. Looks like we got $11 copies of Grisu's as well. Okay. I mean, sure. $2, dollars. I'm honestly just impressed. Orca stuff is doing very, very, very well. Okay. I do want to talk about something really cool, though. You guys might remember some of these old sneak peek cards. Well, evidently some of these have been getting kind of low in listings. So it's activate only when your opponent normal or flip summons a monster, especially summon level 4 or lower from your hand. This thing is $6 for near mint copies for this old sneak peek card, which is... I mean, one actually just sold for $15. That's kind of crazy. And then, of course, we did have Justy Break. This is another one. Activate when your opponent monster declares attack against a face-up monster on your side of the field. Destroy all monsters on the field except for your face-up attack position normal monsters. Yeah, for some reason, this card's $13 to $14 for the sneak peek card. Yeah, who would have saw that one coming? We've also got Kaijus. Oh my god, you guys know turtles are like $5, $6? Yeah. Every kaiju has been roaring up. 4s. Turtles still coming in. Looks like Doggerons are trying to be $4 to $5 cards for Ultras. It's interesting to me. You know, $3 Gamma Seals all day long starting to go up. More Doggerons. Kind of getting a little bit low on listings on the Doggerons. Radion's kind of moving around a little bit. Speed Duel versions coming into dollars. Yeah, it looks like a lot of your Doggerons are going to be kind of flipping around. Also, Dimensional Fissures. I just wanted to point out here. Your super top-end Dimensional Fissures, $52. $60 for these. You guys, you really, you eventually do hit $87 for near mint, which, I mean, that's just kind of the cost of what you expect to see with Champion Pack 8 versions of these cards. You know, they're already massively hard to get within the secondary market, so it's kind of interesting. I also want to give a shout-out here. This upcoming Sunday at 3 p.m., Eastern Standard Time, Sleeve Chief is going to be doing this Black Friday, so there's going to be a lot of crazy items that they're going to be offering. One of the cool ones here is going to be this Cyber Dragon box that you actually see on the screen, which is going to be the inside of this. Is a pretty nicely done Cyber Dragon deck box. I know a lot of people are kind of fans of Cyber Dragon and the fact that you'll be able to get a very nice Cyber M box with discount code MQ40, by the way. Discount code MQ40 will be able to save you on anything that they've got up, in addition to the already crazy sales. So I'll leave a link down below so you guys can grab your stuff today. And, of course, you guys have a good rest of your day. Patrons! Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.